right at 2.
What was?
The time? We're live.
Perfect. Oh, look at that. 2 o'clock on the dot. 7/21, 2017. Hello, everybody.
It's going to be fun.
No, I know.
It's going to be interesting today.
Yeah. Interesting energy today.
Yes. Everybody's feeling it, though. So, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Wow. He was fast. Look at him. Here he is. Okay, I'll do one extra one because I already picked the birthdays. So today we are going to do some Q&A. I picked a few birth charts already from just so we could get things moving. We have about 5
That's cool.
2 of the people I picked from the Leak Project recently, they just have the same birthdays, different cities. So I'm going to show you how 2 different charts can, same birthday, same year, just different cities can be so different.
And the times.
And the times, correct.
2 hours.
Yes. Yep. And then we are going to do some Q&A. So should we just start with the readings?
Sure.
Or do you want to start with the questions first?
I am totally down.
Oh, yeah, and we have to make an announcement too about, we're going to tell them about what we've decided to do.
Okay. So as the universe presents everybody with opportunities, Heidi and I were presented with an interesting opportunity to explore the realms of tandem readings. So pretty much what we do here on her channel is what we'll be doing with clients. So we're now going to be offering tandem readings where you'll be able to speak to Heidi and myself at the same time on either Zoom or Skype. We haven't really worked out details, but we decided that it's actually a really great idea. We work really, really well together, and the feedback that we've gotten, it just makes sense to offer something like that. You know, Heidi has the astrology side of it, like down to a science, literally. And, you know, me and my cards, we offer something different. And Heidi and I have always found a way to meet in the middle. So that's going to be available to anybody who wishes to book a reading with us. I think we decided that a reading like that would be extremely in-depth. So like minimum like 2 hours or an hour and a half. Like we have to push that because most of my readings are an hour and I usually go over time anyways. And with the 2 of us doing a reading for somebody, I imagine it would just take a long time, right?
Yeah, and it's going to, plus to get us together. We're really going to start it out with just doing like 1 a week.
Yeah, it's going to start off as like it's like just a novelty thing. I mean, we would not be able to pull off something like that every single day. So there'll be 1 or 2 spots a week that Heidi and I put aside specifically for people that are interested in that kind of an experience with Heidi and myself. So, which will be a lot of fun. That'll be really interesting. I think somebody would get a lot out of that.
Yes, because I don't really do transits too much. So maybe when they have questions about transits and real time closer to like what's going on to them in their life right now, that'll be where you can really help.
Yeah, totally.
I don't really like to do that. And your cards, tarot seems like it's more right now or short.
Yeah. Well, right? I mean, totally. Well, you know what it is, the tarot for me, well, for everybody that uses it properly, it's a mirror. It's a mirror of the soul. It's a mirror of the situation. It's, you know what I mean? But I mean, if one exercises this intention to look into the past, that's possible too. And and looking into the future, although it's not about fortune telling, everybody who knows me and has gotten a reading from me knows I'm not a fortune teller. And anybody that tells you that they are a fortune teller, you got to run the other way because they do not understand the concept of time and how decisions and free will work. Because nothing's set in stone ever. But yeah, we can have, if all that's needed is the intention, and the questions are always very important. Specific questions we can get as general or as in depth as anybody really wants.
Okay. So guys, we already picked birthdays, so just hang tight on the birthdays because I picked birthdays from comments earlier, and so I'd have them already in.
Right.
Kind of tough.
Okay.
I will do the first one. All right, so these two charts were from the Leak Project, and it's funny, this is two birthdays at 12/6/66.
Okay.
And now this is funny. So I printed them out just in case we had anything issues, technical glitches. These two individuals, one's a male, one's a female, I think, from the pictures, as long as it's not fake. And the ascendant changes within this 2 hours. So although a lot of similarities are going to be between these two people, there is the chart 100% changes within these 2 hours. One was born at 1340, the other one was born at 1443, which is 1:40 p.m., 2:43 p.m. And there's a little bit of a time difference. So the first one I'm going to start with is the one that was born at 1443.
14.
This person is an Aries ascendant. Okay, so you have an Aries ascendant. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know your ascendant's going to be your life path, how people see you, your health. It's going to be your personality. And it's going to be basically how your whole chart goes. I mean, I think the first house is one of the most important houses, especially when you have planets in it, and you do. You have Rahu in the first house. So like anybody that has Rahu and Ketu in the first and seventh house axis, your main focus is relationships in this, the balance between you and being in relationships in this lifetime. And I'm switched opposite. I have Ketu in the first house. You have Rahu in the first house. So what this is going to do is you're going to really be confused kind of in a way on what you want in life. And you're going to just be searching and you're going to be just trying to figure out, it's in a way, it's a selfish way. You're supposed to be figuring out your life purpose here on this life. So it's really not selfish, but people might think you're being selfish, right? Because when you tend to focus on yourself, you know, that can happen. Now, also, what else was I going to say about this chart?
Can you tell me the date one more time?
Yeah, 12/6/66.
12/6/66. And then there's another person who's also.
Wait, the other one is too. Hold on. So I'm going to tell you the difference in a second once I tell you to pull a card or whatever. One sec.
Yeah.
So also, both of you have the same moon sign and same moon nakshatra in Hasta. So you and the other person, the other birthday, the same day, both are good with their hands, can have enemies a lot, but you're really good at defeating your enemies. You can be into palmistry, you can be in technical fixing things, Reiki, anything working with your hands. Also, your moon is conjunct Mars. So that can bring some issues with emotions where you could tend to get really, your energy level and your emotions can have mood swings and it can get pretty hot and heavy sometimes. Both of you have this actually. And Uranus together, so that can make you a little rebellious. The way you think is going to be a lot different than the majority of society. Also possible power struggles with the mother, but I've noticed that a lot of times people with Virgo moons still have good relationships with their mothers. So good with your hands, good fighters, good boxers come out of this nakshatra, Reiki healers, contracts, and even if it's writing, anything you do with your hands. And I will say the one thing about Hasta is can be controlling, because specifically just now this is with your moon, so this has a lot of effect on you that you both probably are controlling. You like things your way. Okay, so go ahead, pull a card, Jenny.
Okay, so I'll be completely honest with you. What I'm struggling with right now is because this is two very different people, and I'm just kind of having a hard time right now because it feels like two, And so what I want to do.
Why don't I do this? Why don't I tell you about the other one?
Okay.
Then you can kind of, so you heard this one. There's more.
Okay.
Also, chart 1 could have issues with siblings if you had any siblings. Chart 1, also natural investigator for sure.
Okay.
And your main focus in life is relationships. You'll get into the wrong relationship.
I remember.
Or you might not want to get married at all, you know, or you might have a few different marriages. It's a balance of relationships, every relationship. I mean, there just might be a lot of things that happen to you in your life, enemies, just everything, you know, just stuff like that. Okay. Which is completely different than the person that was born chart 2. And I think the first one was the male. So,
okay.
All right, chart 2. Now this person is a Pisces ascendant.
Okay. So just to chime in really quick, it's kind of unconventional what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? Like we're like charting new territory here with these, you know, with what we're doing. And like, so my struggle just now was like, okay, do I want to illustrate the difference between these two and kind of to prove how sensitive the times are when we're talking about astrology and, you know, the birth charts and what it reveals. So I think that what I can do for these people right now that is going to be in any way helpful to them is, or maybe to just everybody in general, is to help to clarify and illustrate the difference and like how much of a difference 2 hours can make between people that were born on the same day. Yeah. And really how fine-tuned the mechanism of astrology is that it changes. So while I would be interested to know like what it is, at what point why don't
I tell you this? Why don't I tell you what's going on, the transits in their life? So then you can just pull a question.
Okay.
Something that okay, back to chart 1. So chart 1 has, because they're going through 2 different types of energies.
Yeah.
Chart 1, main focus in the past 2 years, year and a half, would be their 11th house, 8th house. So transformation, change. It can be endings, can be losses. Huge transformation, to say the least. Okay.
Now we're getting somewhere now, because now what I'll just do a 3-card spread for chart 1, and then we'll go to chart 2.
What else here?
Sorry, everybody. I just apologize. I'm just a little bit distracted. There is a thunderstorm going on right now, and so like I'm a little bit overwhelmed. But I can do this. I can do this, Heidi.
We'll be good. You'll be fine. Just pull some cards.
Okay, I'm just gonna start pulling.
All right, and then Saturn. You've been dealing with Saturn in the 8th, which is a lot of transformation. It could have been something with your health. Honestly, this can be addiction problems too, just so you know. And I'm not saying, maybe this was something that could have happened in the past, but somebody in your family, maybe even siblings or something. It's a lot of things. This is where astrology, I didn't have time to research the charts. So all I can say is huge transformation, and with maybe older siblings, possibly with your groups, network, circles, things like that.
Okay. Definitely a male. Okay. So very simple for this person overall, like, you know, the cards what they'll do, I designate a position, a meaning for each position. And then we just kind of go from there, and the cards will reflect if there's not a specific question, they let me know what it is that we need to kind of talk about. So I said, I believe that this person is a male. There's actually an interesting balance of male and female energy. The female right now, so the female card came up for what is representing right now, what's going on right now. And it feels like there's a relationship. And I say a relationship because whenever this particular card comes up, this is the Princess of Cups. I've said this before. It's just this meaning that I have with this card. It's about a vulnerable woman, a very sensual woman, sensitive woman. And what I've also noticed about this type of character, this type of archetype that comes into somebody's life, it's a very Piscean energy. It's very Pisces. It's very watery. Sometimes people like this can serve as catalysts. for people in their emotional and spiritual journey. And so we have past, present, future. When I look at the past, I have somebody that just like busts their ass, like is working really hard, kind of worn down from all the work and like all work, no play. And then in the middle here, we have this really, really soft, feminine, vulnerable female. And then in the future, we have the Three of Cups. I associate this card with like celebrations, gatherings. It's a feminine card for me. So like this always evokes like pregnancies, baby showers, weddings, things like that. But really essentially what it is an enjoyment of emotional reciprocation and like a happy relationship. This card actually in my deck. Whoa. Did you just take a picture?
No. Why?
Light. Oh my God.
No, but you know what's weird? I was getting ready to take a picture of a comment somebody just wrote.
Oh my God. No, like I'm freaking out. Like it was right outside and it should be thunder right over my head right now. I'm so weirded out. This is so weird, Heidi. Today is a bad day, you guys.
You want me to put you on mute for a minute?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I like there's no rain. Oh, there it is. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to be good, I promise.
Okay.
It's in your chart. You're good.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just start out by saying these trolls in here right now that are saying some crazy stuff.
Like what?
Will be blocked.
I have to know.
No, I'll have to tell you later.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get distracted.
It's entertaining because like
this one's really not. So this one I'm about to block him in 2 seconds. So anyway, no trolls in my channel. Sorry, not happening, guys.
I mean, for this, listen.
Actually, what I'm doing when we're sitting here doing readings for free, just don't be jerks, okay? Thanks.
Right. Well, like honestly, like if you guys have something of constructive criticism is always fine. Like if it comes from a place of genuinely wanting to like get clarity on something, if you have any questions about our process and how we do this or anything like that, that's fine. But don't be stupid. Huh?
Okay. I just put somebody in timeout. Yeah. Put this user in timeout. That's pretty funny. Okay.
Aww. Go sit in the corner.
Back to these people. So I'm just gonna go to the next one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, totally. We need something new here. Dude, like I had my face down, but it looked like a flash. Like someone took like it's been thunderstorming, but that lightning was entirely too close, man.
Okay. All right. This person is a Pisces ascendant. Person 2.
Okay.
This person's chart is 100% different. This person is, I would say, a little more on the spiritual side. Okay. Both are caretakers. Both are want to nourish people, want to help people, all of that. But person 2 is more about digging deep for secrets, very psychic, very mystical, could see paranormal, could see ghosts. This chart right here is one of the most psychic charts I've ever seen. So
what's the difference? Can you tell me what like the emphasis on the difference between the two? Because like that's just fascinating to me.
So the main difference is Pisces ascendants are way different than Aries ascendants.
Right.
So I didn't even go. I'm sorry. The Aries chart 1 was they're very action oriented. They're very go, can be more aggressive, right? And can be more just intense. Like they have a lot of great ideas, just quick to jump the gun. They're just kind of can be adrenaline rushes, right? Junkies, especially when Rahu's in the first house.
Aries, yeah.
Okay. So the first person's way more intense. Second person really likes their privacy, I've never gave 2 readings at once. This is pretty crazy.
Isn't it?
Person 2 has way more isolation, likes to do things alone, likes their privacy.
Like more fantastical, more dreamy.
Yes. I wrote dig deep for hidden secrets. This person is a healer. I guarantee you this person has some sort of healing in their life, does some sort of healing.
Okay.
And also I would say that maybe power struggles with the mother, maybe the health problems with the mother, possibly, or some fights here and there. Maybe not, but it's definitely a possibility, more so in yours, because this is in your sixth or in your seventh house. And maybe your mother was controlling about your relationships or something like that. Could have been that. And then K2 in the eighth, very psychic, like I said. And both are truth seekers. Both have a lot of Scorpio energy. Want to know the truth, want to seek for the higher knowledge, the secret knowledge, more so secret knowledge. And both have a way of understanding death in a way that not many others can.
Okay, so you just said death, and I just pulled the death card for this person. Okay. Please, everybody realize that the death card almost never means death. That's, you know, that's just like scare tactic. Like, it's just a misconception. It's about transformation. It's about metamorphosis, but it's very extreme. And so what I would like for this person to know, interestingly enough, I did the same past, present, future 3-card spread. The first person that we did I pulled the Prince of Discs. This person is the Knight of Discs, which is kind of just like a natural progression. So it's almost like an older, more experienced, more established. I mean, they are different. They have different traits, but it is interesting that what we're talking about here is essentially this bond, this birthday. There is an archetype here. There's a theme. So I thought that was kind of like my card's way of saying, we know what you're doing. We know you're giving, 2 readings it's funny. My cards are funny. And then and for right now, so the struggle right now, I won't say the struggle, but the issue right now, this person is dealing with having, established a certain level, a certain status, like dogma, some kind of established beliefs, something that they have worked hard for, that they've struggled for. And what they're dealing with now is kind of, they're in this place where there's a little bit of fear of losing what they've worked for. And there's also some pride associated with this card. So I think that this person is kind of dealing with issues regarding business. So this does kind of look like it has something to do with the house, the home, the cars, something about status, like community status, where they stand in their family too. So this could also be somebody whose position in the family is being challenged. Yes. And they're kind of like being forced by what feels like kind of outside forces to reevaluate where they stand and where their authority is at. And then the death card in the future, I'm not saying that somebody's going to die. Please, that is not what I'm saying. I never say that. And I don't believe that's what's going on at all. But what it is very severe transformation, metamorphosis.
Let me just tell you what's happening to you. You definitely, you have Saturn in the 12th house like me, okay? Lots of expenses, a lot of letting go in this life. Even though I said isolation, I focused a lot on that and privacy, which is something you really like. There is a lot of fear of death and a lot of fear. There could be fear of death, right? Because even though you understand death, you don't want to let it go. And family is definitely in this person's chart for sure activated. This is kind of where your karma is. So there could be some issues with family and family. I don't want to go maybe
like oh my God, there's a freaking lightning again. Like roles, like
yes. Wait,
power struggles. Sorry.
For sure. Definitely power struggles, but also when you have Saturn in the 12th, it's hard to sleep. And you are going to do a lot more leaving and letting go that in this life than you are, and it's unfortunate, but that's what you're here to learn. You need to, because Saturn's there, it's karma. So,
okay. Yeah. Also okay. So, it is, I feel like I want to tell this person that what they're experiencing right now, like it feels like this person is really taking a lot of time to reflect, but it almost feels like kind of a negative reflection. Like they're focusing a lot on the negative things that have happened. So, and like this person's really worked really hard. I just see like this, they've accomplished a lot, but they've lost a lot. And it's been like a hard path. But I feel like there is a level of needing to heal, needing to like forgive yourself and things like that. Cause I feel like there's a lot of mistakes kind of. This person has kind of dropped the ball a few times. I'm not saying anything bad, but I feel like, that's kind of what we're looking at here. And there's an emphasis on being more open, and that the transformation that you're looking at in the future, like coming up, has everything to do with becoming vulnerable and opening yourself up to a type of being honest, like honesty that kind of sucks. Like being really honest with yourself is probably harder than being honest with other people. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I feel like this person might also be kind of religious. So like Christian or some kind of, or maybe they're coming out of some really hardcore, like dogmatic beliefs, some kind of a structured thought. And what they're kind of dealing with right now is they're being challenged. That is being challenged. Like they're reevaluating everything that they've done. They're looking back and they're like, maybe that was not, you know what I mean? They're like, damn, if only I knew then what I know now, sort of thing is what I'm getting. And there's also, you mentioned healing. I think you mentioned healing. That might have been chart 1, but in any case, it came up here as for the right now. It's specifically about like esoteric, like getting yourself into spiritual material, reading the books, the esoteric books, all of that stuff. Like that, getting into that is going to have a really healing effect on you. And like you're reevaluating a lot right now. And that would be a good place to go, is to like throw yourself into the books, because you learn a lot about yourself when you delve into that material, and it's going to change a lot for you.
That's a great point. So if you watch my last interview I just did, and very, very important person to me. He's the one that taught me all the nikshatras, all of his knowledge. So I would say the best thing I always give this advice is to learn about yourself and study. When you go through rough transits like this, the best thing to do is learn something that is going to self-improve you. It doesn't have to be astrology. It doesn't have to be, it can just be Tony Robbins. I don't know.
Right.
Do
whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you. Read the Bible, read the Quran. I mean, you do whatever you need to do. So yeah.
Do you want to move on?
Yeah, we got to move.
Okay.
Chart 3. This is 6/8/82. I don't even remember who sent this, but this is No, it's a Cancer ascendant. Okay, Cancer, and it's in the nakshatra of Aslesha. Aslesha is the snake. Okay, the serpent, right? So Kundalini as well. Aslesha is very goal oriented. So you're always going to be focused on goals constantly and what you want to achieve. I would say one of your things is, though, emotionally, sometimes you go through a lot of what do I want to achieve? And for many reasons, but you have Ketu conjunct Moon. That can be extremely, I personally think it can calm you down, where it doesn't have such, a normal person would, you're just a detective, investigator. You might even be a researcher.
Oh my God. Wait. Sorry. It's so funny you're saying this, because like I'm trying to get a hold on this person. Right. And not a hold on this person. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm trying to tune in, but I kind of see, okay, so the way that I'm seeing this person right now is they're like sitting on a couch and they've got like a screen, a monitor in front of them, and they're like, oh, and there's kind of like this eccentricity there. Like as I pulled my hair out of my braid here, what I'm trying to say is like their hair is crazy. Like, and that's not to say that this person is unkempt or that they even actually physically look like that, because a lot of what I do is I see how people.
Aslesha, pharmacist. What about anything like that? Like we're not a pharmacist.
Well, he's this, and I want to say he, because I keep seeing a male, but and I can't really. I'm just going with what I'm seeing. But he's kind of this mad scientist energy. Chemist, and he's got glasses, and he's like looking at his screen, and I can see it reflecting off of his face, and he's really, really freaking excited about what he's like reading. And he's like digging into it, can't get enough of the information. I have no idea what this is. Maybe it's somebody who's actually watching that.
Just stop right there real quick. because your moon is in Mula. Mula is all about digging the root underground, things beneath the surface. You have a lot of nakshatras and a lot of things in your chart for investigating, searching. It can be searching for, you're just behind the scenes, uncovering things, whether it be medicine, technology, there's something there, I would say. And maybe you have some sibling stuff in your life, possible. That could be one of the issues, and maybe a little bit of some mother stuff. But sometimes cancers really always never have mother problems. So maybe not. That would be something I'd have to really look into. And Rahu in the 12th, you are very, very, very in tune with other realms, technology, hidden things. Once again, lots of truth seekers here. We always have the truth seekers, but
right.
Hold on a second. Venus in Virgo. Let me think about this real quick.
I'm going to do strength, struggle, guidance spread. So not past, present, future, strength, struggle, guidance. I find that this highlights a lot of big things all at once. But that's why people get real readings with us, because we take it real general and we get real detailed, real specific once we dig into it, you know?
This person right here is can definitely invent something with herbs.
There's computer. Like, I see the computer.
I don't know. I see a lot of things here. You've got here's the, I remember, this is what it is. Here it is. You're naturally creative and naturally good at things like this. Okay. And I would say your whole thing could be extremes with enemies, maybe extremes with people that get jealous of you in your network group circles. It also could be because you're like a smooth talker, you know how to say the right thing at the right time, but there's just maybe some exterior forces that can constantly just get in the way. And it could actually be family or hidden enemies. You might have a lot of hidden enemies, probably hard for you to sleep. Probably you're interested in foreign travels, foreign things, foreign cultures. Okay.
I feel like I just heard I heard somebody just chime in. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was outside here.
Oh, okay.
Do we move to the next, or are you picking a card? You're picking a card, right?
Yeah, no, I'm going right now. So, okay. This is a little different. It's not past, present, future. It is strength, struggle, guidance. This is, it helps highlight a whole bunch of different things. Okay, so the strength, it's communication. And okay, so the 8 of Wands, this card has been reoccurring all morning for me. And this is all about technology. I know that, the tarot was not invented in a time that people had computers and messaging and things like that. But we can translate the esoteric meaning, the symbolism of these cards, and translate them to the best of our ability to fit the modern world. And the 8 of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius. If I am understanding this correctly, Mercury and Sagittarius, Mercury is all about communication, logistics, quick things that move really, really quick. Quicksilver comes to mind. And it's like this person has an understanding of the way that things work on a technological level. And I see this person as being a rapid communicator, like cut to it, really like very energetic. When they're aligned, like when they're in their zone. And if they're not, there's kind of like a borderline obsession thing here that I'm getting, because here in the struggle category, the 5 of Cups came up, which is all about, for me, this is all about your emotional responses to people and people around you, including yourself, not meeting expectations. And there's kind of this like emptiness, there's a stagnation. And for whatever reason, this kind of pushes this person into a place of kind of like an alienation. There's a little bit of an alienation thing going on here, where they decide that, they can just retreat into the inner world because they'll never, they can give themselves what they need. They don't need to look outwards, and things like that. And I think that so I think that this person is a female. So, I might have said male before, but I'm going to say female now. And that's not to say that, what
if it's a male going through a transformation or going through a situation with a female?
I mean, sure, totally. I mean, it's so much of like the vision work is symbolic, and they're all like metaphors, and people express themselves, people manifest themselves as male and female, and you know what I mean? Like we talk about fluidity and how everybody has those aspects in themselves. But so the warning here for this person is to be really careful about your expectations of people. And then when we look at guidance here, there's an emphasis here on being resourceful, on being sensitive and compassionate, and also kind of taking control, really taking control of your emotions, and channeling a softer side. For whatever reason, there's kind of like like an incentive, and this incentive feels like some kind of a feminine energy, whether it's mother, sister, potential partner, but it feels like there's people, a feminine energy in this person's corner, helping to enable this person to move through something, to navigate through something. So you're not alone. You know what I mean? The only thing here is like this, there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of like fear of being disappointed and things like that. And
yeah,
does that, I wish we could talk to these people.
Yeah, because we don't know if they're on. Hey, this is a Cancer ascendant. I said it first with Aslacia. And Aslacia, this person can be very self-motivated and very they're always going to focus on goals. Yeah. And what happens with this Aslacia, usually, yes, they're creative. They can create things. They can design things. They can be an architect. They can be anything in the design field. But what happens is what they do is they move their way up the ladder through their networks, groups, and circles. And what happens is they'll use people sometimes. People might think they're using them, but they're really not. It's more of
they're being smart.
You know who you know, and you know how to get to the next place. It's all about who you know, right? So you use that person that you know, and then you go on to the next. And so sometimes people think that's selfish, but there is an ultimate goal at the end that you're looking for. But with you, personally, I think yours is you're always gonna be doing this with something, because you have K2 conjunct moon, which sometimes can give you a void of that emotion. And you're
right. No, it's really funny because this person does strike me as somebody that is naturally equipped to kind of do battle and to have a cause. Like this person has to have a cause no matter what. And it's almost as if that cause can become fluid. So, and it's changed. It looks like it's changed quite a bit. Like it will shift. But it's like this person has to have something to stand for, and not argue for the sake of argument. But this person is very, they have this power that they wield. But it's just important that it's not misguided, if you will.
Yeah, you're intense. We'll leave it at that. I mean, for sure, this is an intense chart, but powerful. So. Chart, this is 3/11/82, Sagittarius ascendant. So Sagittariuses are very blunt and very intense sometimes. They can really be hard to be in relationships with sometimes. And you especially, because you have K2 in the first house, like me. So your natural problem is relationships. It's your karma. It's what you're here to learn. What you're here to do. You're supposed to learn how to have a balanced relationship. So sometimes what happens is you'll get into the wrong relationships with the wrong people, and that teaches you a lot of lessons. You don't have a type. You might like foreign people, foreign lands, foreign things. You like your space. And anytime the relationships throw you chaos, you go back and you put your flag in your house, and you don't want, you feel better off alone, right? So it's a lot of transformation. You feel like an alien. You feel like nobody is on your page all the time. It is a tough life with K2 in the first, but it's powerful. It's you'll learn astrology. You'll love it, because I think personally this is one of the best things you can do, because you're a natural investigator and you're a natural person who you need to lead. You need to be in charge. So anytime you don't, you're not going to be happy, and you need to be using your creativity. And especially any Moon, Mars, Saturn in Virgo, that's like intense, where whatever you put your mind to, you're going to do. You might build things, design things, be an architect, or anything in the Virgo field, healing. And when I say healing, you know, alternative medicine, Reiki, you're going to be interested in all that stuff, natural things, anything like that.
31282.
Yes. Moon in Virgo.
The numbers really should be enough. Like the numbers and the intention for me is really all.
Let me say one more thing about
testing. This is trying. This isn't easy. Like this is like really these readings, just so everybody knows, they're pretty like they're probably a little bit harder, like a little bit more taxing for me than for you, because I have to like
I know.
do you know what I mean? Because like you're the scientist.
Here's what's happening. Let me tell you what's going on in their life. If you ever get like that, just tell me and I'll pull up the transits. Okay? So right now this person is dealing with, I would say, maybe issues with siblings, if you have any. There could be things going on with siblings, the way you're communicating, and it's Mercury and Sun. It's definitely communication for sure. And hold on. And you've just you probably you've probably been going through some maybe a lot of endings and letting go and changing and lots of cleaning house. So Sagittariuses have been having it rough for the past, I'd say, 2 years, Scorpios for 4. So you have been, whatever you're cleaning up house with, you're probably getting rid of a lot of baggage for the next 2 to 3 months, okay? And that's probably what you're going to be focusing on. Some 12th house things, hidden enemies, hidden things, hospitals, jails, asylums. I know that sounds kind of scary, but I'm just telling you some things, Jenny. It can be, It can be finalizing, you know, it's in Scorpio, it can be hidden things, hidden talents. It could be astrology. Right now, you need to learn astrology. It could be that. So whatever you've been dealing with for the past 2 years, right? It started to loosen up in January, and then it's 12th house. So endings. And what happened? Saturn stopped at the beginning of February. It went retrograde. And then you went back to whatever that was. And now it's like probably pretty intense, whatever. It could have been debts, money, you know, just more debt than stuff like that.
Okay. So I want to say that this person is physically exhausted from what they've endured here in what I want to say is the more recent past, as opposed to like the entirety of life. We're talking about, because like as I'm listening to you, okay, so she's talking about 2 years, so that's my intention. Okay, so 2 years, you know what I mean, like recent past. And so we've got a few cards here that indicate having done some work, having worked really, really hard. There is kind of like there looks like there was some conflict, like an abrupt kind of leaving, an abrupt disengagement, if you will, that has actually kind of been put to rest. Something in the past having to do with work. It was work related. There was a problem.
It is work. I guarantee you it could be work.
Yeah. And then when I look at what's going on right now, this almost feels like somebody who's stuck in some kind of a position that they are not, they're not doing well in, and they're kind of sitting on the fence about what to do, whether like should I stay or should I go type thing. The Knight of Swords came up. Whenever this card comes up for me, this is about, you know, just right off the top of my head here, it feels like somebody who is kind of hiding something, somebody who's not being entirely truthful either with themselves or with the people around them. It looks like there is a struggle right now going on with the people around. Like it's like a war of the mentalities, a war of personalities. The Seven of Wands to me is kind of about like, it's like you have a purpose, you have a cause, there's something that you stand for, and when everybody else doesn't agree or thinks that you're wrong, that just makes you want to stand firmer in your belief. So I feel like that's kind of what this is indicating to me. There's a lot of emphasis on doing things timely. So whatever you're on the fence about, you know what it is that you need to do, and now is the time to do it. There's a lot of wands, there's a lot of sword energy here. There's an indication of a new beginning that we're looking at health and healing and prosperity. So it looks like getting healthier, and that kind of fits in with increased money, increased abundance, and things like that. But there does feel like there's something right now where this person is dealing with an individual who is being secretive, who's not being forthcoming regarding a situation. It does feel work related, but it could also be the family. It could be the close knit family. Like there's an issue there, and you're like, it could even be somebody that's staying in your house that you're like, can you leave now? It's time for you to go, or vice versa. It could be staying with people, a job or a living situation where it's just like, there's so much crap, I need to get out of here. And that there's actually healing that needs to take place as a result of what's going on right now.
Yeah, for us to sit here, and I'll just say one thing, the last thing I should say to you. You need to go with, if it's relationships, I wouldn't make any drastic moves right now though, because
I'm so dizzy.
Because you could be, just don't make anything too drastic right now. Let's just leave it at that. But you have K2 in the first, you always are going to be focusing on yourself, and you're always going to kind of feel, no matter what you do, you're going to be always thinking, what's my purpose? So it's the constant, what's my purpose? I don't care what you're doing, unless you're helping people and using that K2 in a detective way that is figuring out truths, figuring out hidden secrets, figuring out the roots of people, figuring things out. It's going to really be hard. So your work and whatever pathway is going towards that, that's what you should be doing. Astrology, if you're a detective, private investigator, I mean, you would make an awesome attorney, anything of those things, because you can read people better than anybody too. It's like, and
yeah, I feel like this person is aware of somebody in their circle that's lying.
Yeah.
And I think that it's like that information is almost being held out of spite. Like, and it's weird, but I kind of see this like strange dynamic going on where this person's having a struggle with one or more people, and there's secrets involved, and there's some drama there, like serious conflict of vision.
Yeah, and one thing, just be honest and tell the truth, because sometimes when about having K2 in the first house is, until you figure out your purpose and what you're here to, whether it be, you're here to learn how to balance relationships, right? But you will always feel like, okay, should I be like this person? I should be like this. They want this. If somebody says they want this, you can mold to that. So you're just a chameleon. You can just, that's just how this K2 works. And then all of a sudden you hit this point and you're just like, oh my God, who the hell am I? And then that's when, once you have that realization and you stop trying to be what everybody else wants you to be.
Yeah.
And that's when you can stop lying.
Well, it could be that there's like like I was going to say too, like there's secrets going on. There's like information being withheld, and it's almost, I've actually done spreads that look similar to this for people that are coming out of the closet, to be honest with you, like with their sexuality, even. So it's like really coming forth and declaring a vision or a purpose against all odds, against, when it's not convenient, and it's like just doing it because now's the time and it's time to do it, sort of thing. And so, yeah, I hope that helps.
All right, last one for now until hold on. Okay, so so Jenny, just keep in mind, this person's the same ascendant as you, Pisces Revati. So going to be dealing with some transits you're dealing with right now. So, okay, this person is a 1/30/1991.
Youngin.
Yes. Okay, Revati is Jenny's ascendant, my moon. Likes animals, likes music, is all about being creative, doesn't like to feel trapped, like to be around the water, like music, lives your whole life through mysticism, just doing the creative thing. It is one of the most creative nakshatras. It's definitely, if you're not using that creativity, you will not be happy no matter what. And this person has Venus in the 12th, like you, Jenny, not with Rahu in that. So, but I would say that You can have women enemies. I don't even know if this is a guy or a girl. So
I feel like it's a female, and what's funny is that I'm seeing a braid, kind of like mine.
yeah.
Like a long braid. Actually, you know what's funny? It's an archetype. I don't know if you know any of the Mortal Kombat characters. You don't remember Mortal Kombat?
Never watched
Yes,
anything.
it's not a movie.
I've
It's a
never watched
video
Star
game.
Trek. We'll see, even worse, right? The only video game I've ever played in my life was Mario Brothers, like Nintendo 100 years ago. I don't even know what games they were. It was like
I think that yeah, no, it's Mortal Kombat is totally mainstream.
Donkey Kong too, when they threw those barrels, right?
Donkey Kong, yeah.
Seriously, that's the extent of my video games.
That's hilarious.
I couldn't play video games. I would just rather. I don't even know.
No, video games are lame. But no, with this person, it's like it's almost like a very it's like a warrior. It's a warrior spirit type of energy. And it's like kind of like me in that you're really really dreamy, but like in your dreams and in your visions and these worlds and your rich inner world, this person has an extremely vivid imagination. I kind of like I see like they see themselves as the world hero, superhero, save everybody, you know, friend to all sort of thing. But there's also this like badass streak there where it's like everybody get the hell out of my way. I'm here to fight for good. And it is interesting to read somebody that has similar alignments as myself.
Yeah, let me tell you another thing about this person. So this person is so creative that they run into a lot of fights.
Look, that's so funny that you're saying that. Well, I'm sorry, you guys, whoever this is, it's not funny. But this person is very emotional and combative, and it's almost like borderline, I'm just going to say it, borderline delusional. Like borderline so attached to their like there's a lot of ego here. There's a lot of like I'm, you know what I mean?
So this person fights for their beliefs.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to surrender and let it go. I'm just saying that is going to be your trick in life because nobody's going to fit to your expectations. Nobody. So you just need to loosen up, and you're dealing with a lot of purification this life. And trust me, once you let it go, life becomes so great. I promise you. That's the whole purpose of life is moksha. So, and you know, but you're an emotional person. You emotionally attach to things. You emotionally cling to things. So when you have a belief, you emotionally are obsessed with it. And it's in the nakshatra of Aslesha. So you will be, I mean, this is a fighter. This is a fighter for their belief, for their cause, for their creation, for anything. So
her name is Jade from Mortal Kombat.
Jade. And maybe it's with, you know, romance too. Your Mars is in Kritika. That makes you really intense, and you cut to the chase. You communicate like to the chase. So, you know, you definitely can. You don't like to be. Let's say this. You're probably hating this reading right now, actually, because you are probably just like these two girls. Get them off the screen. They better shut up right now.
I have more for this person.
The worst thing. Literally, some of the hardest things for you to do is grasp that confrontation's natural. Look, I get confronted all the time doing these YouTubes, right? I mean, you are probably like me, just on a totally different level where you would literally try to jump through the screen, which sometimes I do. But you don't want to be confronted by anybody. Like that is probably one of the worst things to deal with, and for you. And I'll say that you have to learn to detach from and I'm working on it too. So detach from the ways you're thinking and detach from everything that's clouding you right now. And because you're so creative and you have so much creativity, like you can do anything, musician, I mean, you name it, you have it in your chart. So you just need to really, really, really focus on surrender.
Yeah. Listen,
surrender is the best word for me to tell you.
There's a lot going on with the mother energy here. There's a lot going on with there's a lot of issues going on with the females in this person's life. The females that have any kind of authority over this person. So I want to say a mother, an aunt, a grandmother, something like that. Influential matriarchal characters. There's a lot of that here. I want to say that this person is dealing with issues of materialistic, like material, they're not sure. There's a lot of like, this person is not on steady ground in terms of career, in terms of passion, and in terms of material. Where they want to be is not where they are materialistically right now is not where they want to be. They're not satisfied. So there's like an issue with not being satisfied. Also, the mother seems to be influencing this person. So I feel like there's like a living situation where there's like this person's space is kind of, I just feel like this motherly energy is like on top of this person, and there's some conflict there. There's a high concentration of swords, which is all about, like, for me, this is all about like fighting, all kinds of like disagreements and stuff. And so when we look at what's coming, we have this person's kind of war with themselves. Like it's okay to make peace. It's okay to, like, we hear you, we see you. It's okay. Like, I feel like this person has to nurture themselves and realize that it's not necessarily in their best interest to win every battle with like a sharp tongue or intellect. Like, you don't have to prove yourself so hardcore. And it looks like it's like, okay, like the hardest thing is going to be convincing yourself that you don't have to fight all the time.
Yes.
And calming yourself down, because I feel like this person has had an experience where their words are really sharp, and I feel like this person has burned a lot of bridges, and they feel really bad about it. Obviously, like there's no evil here or anything like that, but there is this person does recognize that they're kind of quick. And that,
you know what, let me say this, if it's your mother, because the moon is attached here to this, what I feel like is where we're going.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of heavy mother energy today with a lot of these charts.
Yeah.
So, and that's something that you really have to study. But
well, everybody's mother.
Astrology, the best thing about it is you forgive people. Like you just don't care, because then you have to understand their situation. And you have, like anybody, need to understand that when somebody else is having a bad day, if they act like crazy, or if they're controlling, or because you will easily get upset. So you just have to calm down. And you're pretty young, so you really it's good to know this now, because I'm telling you, you're going to cut short some years of karma. You just really are learning how to emotionally control your emotions.
Well, yeah, no, it's because also, like, it looks like this person is going to have to endure a certain amount of the burning of the bridges. They're going to have to experience what it feels like to ruin relationships, and to take responsibility and accountability for the roles that they play in the dissolution of relationships. So I feel like this person is like my way or the highway. Like, I don't need you. I see this person cutting people off left and right, and that's fine and dandy, but it's kind of a phase. And that, like, your whole thing is like, you don't have to do that. What you should do is find a way to not let people get into your head so much, because you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to make peace. It's okay to let somebody think that they've won a battle, because ultimately all you're doing is tormenting yourself with a lot of like psychological baggage and stuff like that. But I do see it kind of getting better. You are young and you're passionate and you want to say stuff. Like, I see you just like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of like sharp, very intelligent, very well thought out, but at the same time, it's kind of destructive, and it has been destructive for this person for sure.
Yeah. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy in Cancer, to say the least, because Cancer is a nice emotional soft sign. When you have K2, Jupiter and Moon together, that's not the most fun. I mean, it's like
well, it feels like it's with the mother. Like there's a lot. It's like combat with the moms, with the females.
Yeah, definitely. Just and a lot of people think people that with planets in Aslacia can be heartless sometimes, because it's if somebody's not on your pathway, you might just escape. So that's can be they can cling and attach to something, but they can also be kind of void in relationships too. So, right, we just have this one more I said what we would do because it's the first chart that came in here.
Okay. Are we doing a Q&A?
Yeah, just a couple. So everybody, in a few minutes, we'll do a couple questions.
But I'm curious, like, what are they going to ask?
I don't know. We'll just see.
No, because like I'm interested to know what people want to know.
43. Jenny.
We're pretty much open books, right, Heidi?
Yes, we are.
Maybe too open.
I know. It seems 10 to 11. This isn't even a time.
It's so hot in here.
This is not gonna, I don't even want to do this chart because if I don't have a time, it's impossible to do.
No, then don't, because I can't. I'm like, this is like.
Yeah, I can't do a maybes because literally, let me just see what comes up.
I don't want to reach too much. You know what I mean? It's like.
Yeah, anybody who ever wants to do this, let me just say you need your month, day, year, city, time, location, like all of it. Or there's no reason, because this is going to be so wrong. You saw how those other people were totally different, right?
Yeah.
That's why this is that's a perfect example of showing how.
For me too, I would love a name. Because for me, the name attached to the person's name.
Okay, this is the Golden Report.
Okay.
So I don't know what that name means. But
okay. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, because for like what I do is I have my clients say their name to me, like speak their name, because attached to the name is a lot of data. You know what I mean? Like a lot. It makes
what we're gonna do one day, we're gonna hook up my house phone. That's what we should do, right?
You have a house phone?
Yes, I might be the only human being with
I think you
we can have people call in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, you have all I can say to you, and I don't even want to say this because this could be total. You have Moon conjunct K2. So when you have that, you're always going to be searching for something. I mean, your emotions, you're going to sometimes feel unfulfilled. Donald Trump has this. The other person had this that we just did his chart. Moon conjunct K2 is tough, but it's powerful where you would make one hell of a detective, one hell of an investigator. Anything that you do, digging deep, investigating, searching for the truth, astrology, the secrets, anything underground, I mean, anything. So that's definitely important. You really might like music. You might be into music. Sweeney, Mercury, Mars, Venus, very artistic, very creative. You might have maybe even wanted to be like do firefighting, paramedic, EMS, something like that. But you have Rahu and Mrigashira. You're always going to be searching, always searching. Mrigashira is the deer. It's always looking for something.
Grazing.
Grazing. Perfect. Grazing in the forest, just looking for things. So
not overly attached to any one thing.
Yeah. And if you have Rahu in the first this way, you have issues in relationships. And, because you focus on yourself a lot. So, Rahu in the first makes people can have addiction problems, can make people explosive, like when you're mad, especially with this Moon conjunct K2. When you're mad, it's explosions. And then you're like, oh God, what did I do?
I think we can all relate to that.
Yeah. And, but you have Jupiter and Scorpio, which is great. That's, just very good for astrology, learning about yourself. You have all the gifts, tools, creativity, good speaker, all those planets in Ask Sweeney. That's very intense. I mean, that's good. That's really musician, race car drive. Like you might have interest in race cars, horses, equestrian, stuff like that.
So I have some interest. This is the person that doesn't have the time, right?
Yeah. And this could be.
That's more of a problem for you than it is for me.
Correct.
I don't need that.
Oh, this way would make him Ardra.
Okay.
Descendant. You know, you
My
like
favorite.
Ardra.
I don't know why Ardra sticks out to me so much.
Shiva.
It does. Okay. So okay, so we're looking at past, present, future. That's what I decided to do here. Okay, so past, we're looking at a relationship that really fell apart. That's what it feels like to me. There is an extreme warlike energy here between two people. So, you know, this looks to me like divorce, separation, estrangement, all kinds of insults being hurled back and forth. Lots of negative self-talk, lots of issues regarding self-esteem because of what happened. But it does look like it's something that has been kind of tended to in terms of like peace. Like, I'm not saying that these people are friends now, not even at all. It actually could even be the same. Oh God, I'm gonna throw up. Sorry, just give me a sec.
Are you serious?
I would be so embarrassed if I threw up on like, yeah, no, it's just been a really crazy day. Just like 1 second. So, sorry, Heidi.
It's okay. Are you gonna do you
want to? No. I want to finish this. Oh, my ears are ringing so hard. What's going on? Okay. Okay. So I'm glitching out, like legit. It could really just be what is happening here is just like really heavy. There's a lot here.
That could be it. So I think we should
wait. I'm not.
No, all right,
I'm going to finish this. I can finish this. It looks like it's the same. It could be the same person. This person's conflict with another individual. It looks like this divorce or this. Stop laughing at me. It looks like this person might have had a huge issue with one person in particular, and they're like either still with them or they still have to deal with them on a daily basis. So like an ex, like a, you know, father, mother of the kids, a family member that you really can't get away from because they're family. But it almost looks like emotionally with that person, this person's passions were moved away from this destructive relationship in some sense. And so what they're recovering from this relationship. They could still be with this person. So it almost looks like something really bad happened in the relationship and then it fell apart. And then it was like, okay, well, we can have peace. And when we look to the future, it looks like a relationship. It looks like an engagement. It looks like some kind of a reunion. I got the cherry at the lovers. And this is all about like the helm, the family unit, the purpose-driven man or woman. This is all about like purpose and cause and doing the right thing, integrity, things like that. And then with the presence of the lovers card, it could be that this person is just really happy to be by themselves now and they fell in love with themselves all over again. It doesn't automatically mean that it's another person, but there is an element here of declaring yourself. I'm really going to throw up.
All right.
I've had too much coffee today.
You put yourself on mute. I can talk.
No, it's fine. If I throw up, I throw up. And
oh my God.
And you guys can see it. Oh, I really don't care.
Okay. So here's what I need to say, because this person also just asked, how is the 12/6/66 an Aries person? Mm-hmm. or an Aries? You please watch my my report I have, and I go through all this. I tell you what an ascendant is. This is why I say the time is so important. Okay, I'm going to say this one time, and then I would really advise you to watch it, because this is what makes all the difference in the world, is knowing what time you're born. Okay, because your ascendant is going to change every 2 hours, and literally your ascendant is your first house. It's the most important house in your chart. So every 2 hours, it's going to go from, you could have, if you were born 2 hours before, you're not what I just said you were, a Gemini ascendant. Mm-hmm. You are going to be a Taurus ascendant, or if you were born 2 hours later, you're going to be a, what's Gemini? What's after Gemini? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Cancer? No. Yeah, Cancer. Cancer's, you're going to be a Cancer. So that's going to be how you look, how you act, how people see you, how your life path goes. 2 hours changes this. Okay. Yeah. So, and this is the sidereal zodiac. So this is not Western. If you look, take a star chart up, stick it in the sky, you can see right now, Saturn is in Scorpio. Saturn's not in it. Star chart app. Check it out. Check out the whole thing. And then another thing that I'm going to say is this is just in general. I use a specific type of way of reading charts that breaks zodiac signs into different nakshatras. So what that does is in Aries, there's actually about 10 different types of Aries. Okay, because there's Aswini, there's Bharini, and then there's Kritika, and there's 2 padas of Kritika. So this astrology that I do, you really need to know the time you're born, and that's why. So whatever you think you are in Western astrology, that is your sun sign. Okay, and if you really want to just go back a sign, whatever the sign is behind you, because sometimes that works, that could be your sun sign, but it's usually a sign behind. So this is the sidereal zodiac, and your sun sign's the least of importance in your astrology chart, just so you know, because how many babies were born on X day within that month? That's how many people are going to have that trait. So your sun sign's good for how the public sees you, career, but friends, peers, but not like everybody, just how you could act within your networks and groups, right? So that's how to look at that. That's why 12-6 is an Aries ascendant. So, okay, let me get to some questions. Gosh, we're grouchy today, aren't we?
Are we? Are people? I don't even mean to be grouchy, you guys. Totally. Just, we're people too, and we like to do these shows, and we try to we're consistent with it, and that means doing readings even when there's things going on in our own lives, right, Heidi?
Yeah, everybody has to understand. I'm booked just for me, just so everybody knows too. If I'm not getting to you with the readings, I'm just so behind. After this, I have like a million readings to do. So, it's tough for us because, Jenny has a family. I have a career. So when we do this, that's why I get so frustrated when I see rude people, because we're sitting here trying to help. We're doing this so everybody understands, gets into Vedic astrology, because we know it's so important to know. At least I do. You know it's important. Helping people with your cards. You have such gifts that way. So when we're sitting here doing this and spending, I could have just done 2 readings for people that have been waiting for 3 weeks.
Right.
So that's kind of how I feel.
Right.
The time is limited. I have a career. This isn't my only job. This is what I do, because I love it. Eventually, I hope this ends up being this way, but I just have to be firm and honest, because when I see all these ridiculous comments, like last time, I don't play the troll game. If you don't like us, don't sign up, don't subscribe, it's just see you later.
Right.
I don't, because you're wasting somebody's getting a reading right now.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you about trolls. See you later. And then the people that are like, oh, don't let the trolls get to you. Sorry, I do let the trolls get to me. They are going to know they're affecting me, my channel. Why? Because they're wasting my time.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Right. Turtles, these damn turtles.
Turtles, right? And it really does get frustrating, because when you're sitting here reading through these comments, it's like, why? from now on, no more live feeds. That's the punishment for next week.
Oh God.
No live feed, because
does anybody have any questions, or is it just silly comments?
It's just stupid comments, and I just can't even get through them. Sorry, hold on. Let me just see if there's one normal person here.
Oh, maybe we should start doing.
They will burn in hell. Let's do that. We're gonna read these ridiculous comments. They will burn in hell. There's all kinds of crazy stuff here. This is an interesting one. We're gonna start doing leak project things. We're black-haired witch.
Which one of us? We both have dark hair.
Yeah, this person put your name too. Ooh. Just so you know.
My first and last name.
Yeah. Yes. There's a Dr. Illusion that's being a jerk. There's a. Yeah, somebody said something that I wouldn't even say on here for you, just so you know.
Whatever.
People are being very rude right now.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yeah.
My icy cold heart. That's funny. I really don't even care. I like the color black. I like my tarot cards. You call me a witch like it's a bad thing. And if you think I'm a witch, you think the smartest thing to do is to leave your name and a comment and a way to contact you in some way. Just not smart. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you really believe in that kind of thing, like, you know, why are you poking the hive then? You don't know what I could do to you. You don't know what I'm capable of.
There are a lot of good people in here too, but for some reason, all the bad ones are popping up. Sorry, guys.
It's that kind. I think it's that time of the month, to be honest.
So yeah, let's talk about. Does anybody have any questions about what's transiting? What kind of energy is going on? Clearly, it's not the most calm and peaceful energy. Yes, it can be a little stressful. We're leading up to an eclipse, so we said this that, you know, maybe nothing is going to happen, but what it does is it ramps up people's emotions, because, you know, the moon, the sun are together. It's just hot and heavy. It's intense, and a lot of transformation and a lot of truth is going to come up. That's what an eclipse really, I guess I should have got into this before, but an eclipse really does bring out all the secrets.
Yeah.
All the dirty secrets. Everything that you don't. So if you meet somebody during an eclipse, it's somebody new. Sometimes, you know, what will happen is at the end of that eclipse, within those few weeks, that person is not who you thought they were.
Right. Right.
This is some stuff that can happen. And the people that you thought were a certain way are probably not that way. So I think that's what everybody has to understand. An eclipse is a lot of uncovering the veil, uncovering the person's true personality, uncovering their secrets, whatever's being hidden from you. So, you know, maybe people are finding things out that's stressing people out. You know, maybe that could be it. It's a lot of like nervous, crazy energy. That's really what an eclipse does. Mm-hmm. It uncovers things. It uncovers illusions. So that's the best way to look at it. And
it draws a lot of it out of the darkness. It draws it out, and like it gives it no place to hide. And that prompts everybody to do some real inner work, or what a lot of people call shadow work, which is contending with that darker side of you that has all these vices, bad habits, and things that don't work well for you. And when I say contend, I don't mean fight it back and tell it to go. No, it's more about being honest and facing it with bravery and courage, and being clear about what the issues are, what's not working anymore. So while I do believe that this eclipse, you know, it might not incite riots in the street when, you know, people are like, nothing's going to happen. Okay, so we might not see it, but things happen all the time. Changes are constantly happening. And this eclipse is going to have a huge impact on people's psychology, because that's just nature. That's just the way that the human psyche works. We are connected to these celestial bodies one way or another. And so it is. And what's interesting too, is I saw a graphic. There is a website called the greatamericaneclipse.com. They are selling all kinds of eclipse merchandise, glasses, a map, all kinds of things that they're trying to make money off of this eclipse, because everybody's going to be tuned into it. And the graphic posted on this website is the United States of America, and then a black hole, what looks like a black hole sun, moving through the center of the country, to following that trajectory that we have, that 60-mile wide radius from Oregon to North Carolina. And the graphic that they have, the country is divided by that trajectory, blue and red, which to me symbolizes the parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, being separated by this black hole sun. We know that Chester from Linkin Park just hung himself. Chris Cornell, the singer of Black Hole Sun, killed himself allegedly. So I wonder, what are you doing?
I'm good. Keep talking. I'm showing everybody what a star chart up. I'm getting the questions prepared while you're talking.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there, is that I think that what this is going to be, people are going to take advantage of it and try to incite problems.
So this is a star chart app, right?
Okay.
And you can see, it's not going to work where I can show you the right thing. But this Saturn is in Scorpio. So whoever asked that, that's what you can see. So this is the sidereal zodiac, and it uses, the sidereal means star, right? So it's using the fixed stars.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Black magic. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
Like, oh my gosh, you guys, can you guys chill out? Like, neither one of us.
Let's see what's transiting today. Let's see why this is all happening.
Let's see what's going on with people.
Moon's in my 8th house. That's why battles, fights. And it's hitting you, your moon, exact. So that's why we're getting all stressed out. So the moon is in Gemini. The moon's in Ardra right now. That's why. So we're trying to transform things, and it comes out a little rocky because Ardra is all about transforming and changing with destruction.
Right.
Yeah. So it can be a lot of things people don't want to know. And also, that's why you're messing with us, because Ardra is just, can be intense, right? It means well at the end. And, I look at it like you guys are just trying to figure things out and search too, whoever's rolling around. So
we love you guys anyways, regardless of what you say. You want to call us black witches or black magic witches and all of our evil. Mwah.
I don't understand this whole Yamaha or whatever the hell what does that mean? Yamaha? Somebody is talking in a weird.
Yamaha, I believe that is a brand.
No, I know. No. It's literally, I think it's something that's in the Bible or something in the ancient text, because it's people always throw this word out. I'll spell it.
Maybe it's a
Rex always says it on his channel when he reads some of the scripts. Because hold on.
Is it, are you saying Yahweh?
Yes.
Yahweh. Yeah, that Yahweh is their God. Yahweh is Yahweh. He's like their God.
All right. Well, that's
fine. And everybody cites Yahweh because he's the all-powerful, almighty Yahweh. And like there's something about the name, it's not even supposed to be like uttered. You're not even supposed to like spell it. I believe that's my understanding of it. I'm not well versed in it. I don't subscribe to that, but people, it's fine. You guys do what you got to do. I'm not judging anybody. You guys can judge me. I don't care.
Okay, Jenny, I have a question. Have you read any of the ancient Egyptian demonic, oh my God, I can't read texts regarding Dendera astrology?
No.
I'm saying that wrong. Sorry. Literally,
I haven't, but if anybody has good, and I mean this, like if you guys are being genuine, I am open to, new texts and things like that, references. I love to read and I like watching documentaries and stuff like that. So if you're coming from a good place, I'll take people's suggestions for reading material. Sure. But no, I've never.
It's a liar. What is he? Oh, maybe that was that guy's name. Okay. Yeah. So what else? Do you feel these incoming bursts of energy from space is amping things up with the planets and these archeal energies in the subconscious?
Of course. course. That's like what it is. It's transformation. You know, as human beings, what we are is we are the micro of the macro. We are the universe in flesh and bone form. Even the mechanics in our body, the systems, our digestive system, the reproductive system, we follow these cycles. We're synced to the moon, 28 days, all these cycles, you know what I mean? We are basically just like walking clocks, walking manifestations of universal energy made into, you know, held in place by sound, vibration, carbon. So yes, we are extremely susceptible. People like myself, I'm like a triple water sign. Some of us, like the past like couple weeks, I've felt so dizzy that I have to sit down. The room spins. I get disoriented because what's happening is just so intense. Some people can block it out. I don't know how some people can do it. I don't envy them though. I wouldn't want to be numb to that stuff.
I can, because you have to, I think, sometimes when you're emotional like that. So you have to block things out and you have to take things for what they are. I think when you can look at everything from a perspective of what that other person is going through. So when you know that the moon's in Ardra, all the people with Ardra moons or Ardra, they're really getting heavily influenced. And Ardra is kind of, that day is kind of a destructive day. Now, it's not always bad. I mean, some of the most powerful people have planets in Ardra. Some of the most, like it's a lot of Shiva energy, Kundalini energy. It's a lot of, it can be really good. So it's not always bad. But guess what? If you don't know about nakshatras, then it might turn out bad because
it's preparation.
Yeah, if you need to know about it, because if you don't know about it, then it can get pretty dark, right? So because the dark is always very powerful too. And when I see all these comments, just watch the video that I just did yesterday. It's literally the best video ever. It's so simple and easy to understand life, how it should be, how everything needs to be. Just because everything is so looked over and we're living in a prison, we're slaves, it is what it is. And once you can accept that and realize that you're a slave, basically, and then you need to figure out what you can do to make yourself happy. Know what you want to do, how to maneuver your life. I swear your whole life it changes. Your perspective changes. You don't get mad about certain things. You really do change when you learn who you are. I really do.
Yeah, like, and if you think about it, like I have this recurring dream where I'm dropped from like this gigantic winged creature. It's like a giant eagle or something like that. And I'm dropped into an extremely deep, extremely cold, quickly running stream. It's a river and it's moving so fast. And this dream happens, I get this dream every now and then. And every time it's pretty much the same. As soon as I hit the water, I seize up, I freeze up because the water's so cold and it's just shocking. And I'll have that moment where I'm resisting. And the more that I resist, the quicker I go under. And what I found through this dream, and you know, we can get into this at a later date, but I think that dreams can be a form of therapy. And I've had this dream enough, and I have my dreams are lucid, so I can control it. I know that it's a dream. I know that this is kind of like a simulation, an opportunity for me to move further with my spiritual work through dreams. So I know that's kind of hard to understand, but what I found in this dream is that if I move with the stream, I relax yourself, let the cold do what it has to do. Let it shock you. Let the truth of reality shock you. You will be rigid. It will scare you. You'll feel like you're going to die, but move with it because life is hard and it's going to shock you. And, you know, looking away from it, getting frigid, like, and seizing up and fighting it will sink you. It will make it harder. But if you go with the flow, you relax and accept that a level of suffering is what it is. We're human beings. Part of our karma here is to endure suffering repeatedly. That's just the nature of this effed up game, you guys. But if you go with the stream, it's like the path of least, like just go with the flow, get into it, don't fight it. And it turns out to be a great dream because now when I hit that water, I'm like, like it's cold, but I'm moving so quickly. And I've seen that happen in my life now. You know, you move with the flow of things. You accept that it's going to hurt. You know what I mean? And you just roll with the punches.
Right. And hey, I'm going to read what Ardra is. Okay.
Okay, please.
My notes, because I think this will kind of help. Teardrop, looking up, sadness, alcohol. When they drink alcohol, they're invincible. So, and I have a lot of people that have Rahu in Ardra that I do their charts for. I'm going to be honest. And so it's not, you know, a lot of people feel this.
You said teardrop, sadness, looking up. That's so sad because I see
everything. It's destroy, Shiva, Rudra, storm, new wave, electric storm, cleaning things up with destruction so things can grow. Looking up, sadness, rainstorm, could kill forces, removes darkness. Tears clean sorrows. A lot of hunters are in Ardra, which that bothers me. But sometimes here in the US, that's how it is. Not in India, but here. Gain through effort. It's all about effort and desire. Disability can be disabilities. Yeah, you know why? Because my brother had a lot of planets in Ardra. And, you know, I think a lot of people, I've noticed too, a lot of people have fears of disabilities and stuff too. So there's something with disabilities. I haven't tapped into that yet. That's just my own assumption, what I've noticed. Mm-hmm. High self-esteem, versatile, a high understanding of knowledge, hypersensitive, impulsive, destructive, skilled at creation, renovation, stubborn, controlling, recycle, wild temperament, never satisfied, repairing, save sexual violation, star of power, active mind, ups and downs in the career, mental wealth and honor, sadness with the teardrop, destructive, but necessary to save after the tragedy, create destruction. So that you can see, like, this is what it is. It's destruction, renovation, like fixing, renewing, redoing. And it comes with fierce, it comes with, you know, that's why everybody's so intense on this chat. Everybody's flipping out. It can be about their beliefs. It's people that it's stubborn. If you don't understand, like, I can't even imagine, okay? If you believe something your entire life, that this is how I felt about Santa Claus. Let me tell you how pissed off I was when I found out Santa Claus was fake. Okay?
Really? Oh God, that's
no idea. And my babysitter told me this. And my parents fired her. They were so mad because I was young.
Yeah. No.
I was so mad at my parents for years because they lied. And this is, I guess, where my crazy Scorpio energy is, because I hate liars. It's like my biggest pet peeve is lying. And my parents lied about Santa Claus. And I'm telling you, that screwed me up mentally for like 2 years as a child, because I just didn't trust my parents. Right. So when people, think about this, we're all awakening, you know, we're all having these realizations, what's real, what's not. It's scary. It is. Trust me. The scariest thing is to hear all your secrets, all your deepest, darkest demons. But I promise you, once that fear is brought to life and you understand it and you know why it was there, because that's all this is. People are like, the astrology is the devil. Astrology is this, astrology is that. I used to try to speak in tongues. I used to write Heidi loves Jesus on the walls because I wanted to, not because I was forced into by whatever. I just went to Christian schools, right? And I loved it. I was singing all over the place, right? I mean, I was crazy. But what I couldn't understand was why God did this to my brother. My brother had cerebral palsy. He had a mindset of an 8-month-old. He lived in a home. I lied about him. I was embarrassed about him. And everybody needs to know this, because I couldn't accept why Jesus did that. And I don't want to hear all this stuff. Oh, he made everybody's lives better. That was not acceptable for me. That was not. I could see it in the charts, why exactly that was. The whole Hindu religion made sense to me with the past lives, Buddhist, whatever. So the whole point is, it's however you can accept life. Don't judge people. Just everybody needs to take a break, take a chill pill here, because I'm sure people are going to say that, you know, some shitty things here on this thing, but it's not bad. Do you know how many charts I do for Christians?
Yeah.
And that's why I don't use the word astrology on my website, because I respect that.
Right.
And once you can get through, if I was never a Christian, I'd be blocking everybody. Everybody would be blocked, because but I get it. I know how crazy that type of person can become, but you have to look at it this way. What would you think if you lived in Syria right now, right? And they have to fight for their lives. Yeah. Can you imagine? Think about that. That's how people need to think. Because when you think about that and you see other world stuff, open your eyes. Like, look at it on a big global scale. We are like this freaking small compared to other countries, our population here in the US, and or whatever, as a one religion. There's like 750 religions in India.
Yeah.
It's insane. There's not, it's not just Hinduism. And there's Sikh, there's millions of different things. So
my question to Christians is, and all the Abrahamic religions is, they preach, if you don't believe in whatever designated God that they delegate this authority to, where does everybody else go? So like, why are Christians, not all Christians, but the fanatics that we deal with, why are you guys so adamant that everybody else will burn in hell? Let me tell you people something about your Jesus Christ. He was not a destroyer. He was not a judgmental person. He would never condemn somebody to eternal hellfire. That's your problem. That's your interpretation, because you're scared. Because you're scared of what reality really is. You find solace in believing that your faith will somehow save you from your sins. You're wrong. And unfortunately, for you, fanatics, all things come to light. And what I have noticed is that the more fanatic you are, the more these radical Christians, radical Islamists, radical,
that's what they are.
Radical anybody. This isn't just to single out Christians, but I wanted to, because people love to say Jesus won't let you into the kingdom. Let me tell you something about Jesus Christ. He was not a destroyer. He would never judge somebody and say that they weren't good enough. That's a human construct. That is a defense tactic. It's a fear tactic. You want to talk about destroyers? We can talk about destroyers. Jesus Christ was a healer. He was a diplomat. He brought people together. So all you people just saying that we're going to burn in hell, you're talking about a different deity. You're talking about something else.
And I want to say one more thing to this, because I can understand this other side of the story too. Because when you go to Christian school and like a Pentecostal church, right? You are literally afraid everything's going to throw you in hell, right?
Yeah.
Everything. And every day, I swear, in 8th grade, I'll never forget, I got saved every day, because I would be like, oh my gosh, did I think the wrong thing that I couldn't have thought? Like, because they make you think, if you even just think something,
you're going to be punished.
You're going to hell, or it's a sin, or it's wrong. And then I would be like, well, why did I want to do that, right? And then I would get upset, because why, if I'm trying so hard to not do it, it's still happening, right? So it wasn't making sense to me.
It's a control tactic.
And then I just one day decided, I used to memorize the Bible. I was like, who wrote this freaking thing? Like, sorry, how do I know that this was written by a valid source? I guess this is when my Scorpio mode came in, detective investigator mode came in, because I noticed that this is when I wanted facts. Mm-hmm. And when I wanted facts, and because the brother situation was so heavy influence in my life, and I'm going to tell you, I lived in a lot of anger until I found Vedic astrology. Mm-hmm. I mean, I took it out on relationships over my brother, because no matter what, when you don't know the cause, that thing will still haunt you.
Yes, it will.
Something in your life. And it's not even like that. I'm ashamed. I feel like a horrible sister, because my brother just passed away, that I was so embarrassed about him. But now I'm going to get upset. Jeez. Okay. So then, and it's like, but I could accept it. Like, finally, I could forgive myself. I could accept the whole situation once I found Vedic astrology. I'm telling you. And that is the thing. And it explains everything. And I'm telling you, I've read over 2,000 charts, seriously. And for my own benefit, just trying to prove it, to make sure it was right, okay? And it's never failed. Unless you don't know what time you're born, I can tell you everything about how you think, which that's pretty powerful. Mm-hmm. And you can really accept life so much better. And you're given a certain cards deck, whatever you call it. And then you can make decisions, better decisions with your card, and then you can start understanding everything better. You can understand why this person ticks this way, this person ticks this way. And this is what's so powerful about astrology. It's not predicting shit. I don't predict. Ask anybody. All I do is read it. That's why I call it life coaching, because I take the value of what I know about your personality, because you have to believe something. I went to a psychologist when I was going through a divorce because my husband wanted to go. And I was like, this woman knows nothing. I know more than her. And I should be sitting in her chair,
right,
interviewing my husband. Like, it was,
right.
Like, I just did it to appease him. And I knew I was done. And I couldn't even fathom going to a psychologist. I saw like 100 psychologists just so he would calm down, right. Because I wanted to make sure I wasn't being too irrational. Mm-hmm. And no, once again, all this fear, all this stuff, every time something significant comes up, all the demons from your past come up, and it just makes everybody crazy and stressed out.
Well, and kind of just like on a closing note, what I want to tell people is that right before things break through, I should say, things will get really hard. So right before things are about to lift, right, it will feel like the end of the world. And this has been one of the more emotional podcasts that we've had. There's just so much going on. We are people, and we want to help people, and there's just so many emotions. There's just so much. But I want to tell people that things will be darkest before the dawn. That is just the way that it is. And that if you can take it minute by minute and breathe, there's no way to lose everything. You can't ever just lose everything. If you're breathing, you still have something. And that's just what I want to tell people, is that this is a dark time for a lot of people, and it might get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. The sun will always rise. And so if you're dealing with something right now, we all are. You're not alone. And reach out.
Yeah. And I just want everybody to know that I get bitchy on here, and I apologize, but I have not been out on a date in 2.5 years because I've been helping people and doing and working, because I have a career. I have like no life. So I go to work all day, come home and do readings, just so you know. It's not, and that's why I get so frustrated, because taking people's emotions in is very draining sometimes. Oh my God. Okay, so you have to understand, because I have a lot of heavy charts. Why truth seekers have heavy charts? I have a heavy chart. That's why I can handle it. People refer me heavy charts because I'm like the only person that doesn't judge, that can handle that stuff. You could tell me you're a serial killer, and I'm going to try to help you in the best
honest reading, right? It doesn't matter.
I might not agree with you, but that's the truth, because I think I've talked to a few of them before, when I first did the first show. And I really do respect everybody's opinion, everybody's feelings, and everybody's situations. Mm-hmm. So I hope everybody gets that message here from me, because sometimes I think people think I'm just like this feisty bitch, because I am. I can be.
But you have respect. You have basic respect.
Yeah, it's because I want to help, and it really is frustrating when I'm sitting here, we're trying to do something nice, and I'm not going to say it anymore. If you don't like us, see you later. Goodbye. Farewell.
I feel like they keep coming back, because
and I don't care. We're not going to change. And honest to God, I'm not going to change. I don't edit videos. This is the real deal.
We don't even know how.
We don't know how to edit videos. You're going to see us good, bad, ugly. We're going to mess up. A lot of people edit videos. I was
going to throw up right on camera. I would have gone just like that, and I would have been right back into the game. You know,
oh my God, you're right. That's so funny. But
I would have done it because I've got that medal.
Jenny and I have that one thing. We can handle pretty much about anything. Nothing surprises us. And you're going to get the real us. My message will never change. Never. Unless I learn something new, I might just start doing something a little bit different.
Well, right. We'll evolve. But I think something important for everybody to understand about Heidi and I is that as two people, as two individuals, there is nothing that I haven't. What the hell was that? Oh my God. My house is haunted. Oh no, I see what happened. Okay, so there's nothing that I haven't seen or heard. You cannot shock me. Try as hard as you possibly want. I have made it my life's work to delve where other people won't. I will go where people won't tread. And so there's nothing too dark that I'm scared to look at. There is nothing anybody can divulge to me that I haven't either heard before or something that I can't understand. You know what I mean? And Heidi's the same way. So, you know, that's why when a lot of people come at us sideways with all these comments, like, it doesn't matter. Like,
and if I didn't have a full-time job where I did this all day and a real career too, I probably wouldn't care. I'd be able to handle it a lot better. Mm-hmm. But I literally work all day and then I come home, and then on my days off, I'm off today is the day off, and I'm sitting here doing this.
Right.
So I could be sitting, I live on the water I have a pool, bar. I could be on my friends' boats, but no.
I could be like tanning out there naked right now.
Right. No, I'm sitting here batting off trolls. I mean, that's just not right. It's funny, but I get it and I understand it. And that's why I love doing this, because I like helping people that are really screwed up, because I was really screwed up.
I like helping people that are really screwed up.
I was. And I mean, because there's nothing you can't tackle and fix and change. I swear. If I could get over what happened to my brother and accept that situation in my life, I'm telling you, anything's possible. And Scorpio with K2 Mars and Uranus in the first house, that doesn't get over anything. That's a grudged mother effer. Yeah. You lie to me, you're done. I mean, it's simple. I don't forgive. I actually set up my ex-fiance with his wife, my ex-husband with his wife. So all I can say is that's how intense I am. Once I'm done, I'm done. So you have to understand like why I get so frustrated and but I really am doing this to help people. So, because it really does help you when you get control of your life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm no saint, that's for sure. But I can tell you, I'm not the devil, Satan, whatever.
No, like you people need to stop that garbage. Like you're doing nothing but exposing your own hand when you point the finger and say witch. You don't even understand what the word witch means. You don't even know what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, get educated, first of all. If you're going to argue with me, come prepared, because I will spar you verbally into submission. Anybody wants to debate with me, pick the time, pick the day, like show up.
No, I would never debate with you. You would do it in such
it depends. It depends what it is. But if you want to talk about the shadow, if you want to talk about what, why tarot is evil or astrology is evil, you have no proof, you have no argument. You want to refer to scripture that you don't even understand. You don't understand the origin. You don't understand where we're going. You don't understand yourself if you're still buying into scripture and looking at it as if it is the authority on all things. You don't understand yet. You're not on that level yet. And so, yeah.
And let me tell you something. I was so scared to die and go to hell from Christianity.
It's so sad to me.
I know it is. It's crazy. I was so afraid. I remember I would sit at home and I would come home 8th grade and I would literally start thinking what hell was like. And you start thinking of what happens when you die, and then your mind goes onto this brain level and you can start picturing it, and then you start getting nervous, like that weird feeling, it's weird.
Fear, man. That's the control though. That is the control construct creeping into your brain. And that's what they want. That's what these dogmatic religions want, is for people to be so scared that they are scared of expression. They're scared to look at tarot. They're scared to consult with higher forces, because they're brainwashed into believing that these higher divine forces are somehow evil or demonic. It's not true. It's just not true. The only way that you can become attacked by demonic energies is if on some level you consent. There are rules in place. There are rules in place. And whether you do it subconsciously, you make this consent, or before birth, there's something called soul contracts. If you agree on that level to undergo that type of experience in your life, or if that's the kind of person that you are, you will manifest demonic possession or demonic entities into your life by consenting to it. So all this stuff about don't touch a tarot deck or don't read the text or anything like that, your fear is going to get you in trouble, because other than your fear, there is nothing out to get you unless you're searching for it. So don't go looking for evil and it won't find you. Tarot is not evil. I promise you that. And by suggesting that it is, you're calling me evil, and I'm not evil. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not. I fight against evil. I fought against evil my entire life. I'll probably die fighting against evil. So don't tell me about evil.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid to tackle evil.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not scared anymore. Let me just tell you the life of not being scared anymore, of dying. Okay. Because when you're a truth seeker, that's all you want to know, why the hell we're here, right? Why we are here. And you start thinking about that. There's no reason why I'm sitting here to go to work, to go to do this. Why I used to think in school, why am I stuck here in this school? This is horrible. I want to be anywhere else but that school.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just, my whole life, I was just like confused. And it was really just because of this fear of religion. I'm telling you, because once you're trained, no matter what you do, you go to hell. My God, what the hell do you think? It's crazy. And you are a truth seeker like us. I'm telling you, I was and then go ahead, blasphemy, whatever you want to call. Whatever. I had very religious beliefs prior to astrology. Okay. One day, 2010, panic attack, world's ending. I'm reading Revelations online.
Oh God.
The Quran. I didn't even know. It's the same story. Big eye opener for me. Okay. I didn't even know what the Quran was. I was like, what's the Quran? Google the Quran. I'm a Googler. And like, this is just, and it just proves the point that I believe facts. I can factually say that I've read over 1,000 charts, 2,000 charts, practiced literally, and maybe more. It might be 3,000. Everybody I've met in the past 4 years, 5 years, I've asked them what time they were born. Dating websites, work situations. I've had 3 job career transformations in the past 2-3 years. So I'm telling you, like, I used to sit in model homes, and if I would get along with the person, I'd be like, sit down, tell me what time you're born. You know, I do Vedic astrology. I study Vedic astrology. This is how I learned. Okay. And I'm telling you, it's never, ever, ever wrong. Ever. And it's amazing. And there would be, I think one person might have said that it wasn't right, and it's because their time wasn't right. But typically when I've never had anybody say, oh, doesn't sound like me, unless their time was completely off. And even if it's not, I mean, I look at it like it's counseling, and I'm not God for sure. And I'm certainly not somebody that knows astrology where I like to predict transits and stuff, because I live in a life of unpredictability with K2 in the first house. So I know that certain things are going to give certain results. I've had very rare astrology readings, and they gave me predictions that actually came true. Mm-hmm. Rarely. Actually, it was like the complete opposite, maybe the same topic. So I've learned actually from getting so many readings. I spent thousands of dollars on astrology readings from every astrologer. And this is what happens when you have K2 in the first. You're trying to figure out who you are. And then finally I bought the software and said, screw it, I'm going to figure this out myself.
I want the software too.
And if anybody wants to know, I use Kala. If you go to my website, there's a link on it. Ernst Wilm is the person that made the software. It's extremely, extremely complicated.
It's very, very complicated. It looks like you're reading like
there's no instructions.
Problems. Right. No, and that's what it is. But I still want it. I really want to try that. And
there's another one that's out there that's very good too. It's called Prashar's Light. Prashar's light or something like that. Some astrologers use that, some use Kala. I bought Kala. I like it the best. It's definitely more technical, I think, and which I'm not technical. So it made me learn things not the easy way. And I basically Googled all the words. What's everything on Kala, transits, Shadbala. That's how I started. I Googled every word, took screenshots on the software because I just felt that, it was right. It was right every time. So I don't know what else to say we're just rambling.
I feel guided to tell you to eat a cheeseburger, Heidi.
Oh my God, that is so great, right? Yeah, guys, relax either. I'm not, Rex's channel. Those were some funny comments.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. I get such a kick
out of it. And if you knew how much I ate, you would be
jealous. Jealous is the word.
No, I'll have to go work out for like 3 hours. Okay. So, that's.
I wish, man. No, so it's people are hilarious.
I'm malnutrition. What did they say?
Yeah, you're malnourished. You don't eat enough meat. And someone said something really nice about me. They commented on my broad shoulders, my big forehead, and my rosy complexion. I want to tell you something. First of all, thank you. That's very sweet. And I did get proper nutrition as a child. You're right. However, the rosiness is makeup. The broad shoulders is because I'm freakishly strong. I was a wrestler in high school. I love martial arts, and I'm kind of just like a beast in that regard. So, super strong. Thank you. But I'm also like 12 pounds overweight right now. So it's not fair to compare me and Heidi, you guys. We're completely different body types. And with the whole body comments, I wish people would just kind of lay off because we're different and we're not here for you guys to comment on our bodies and our complexions and our, diets and health and stuff like that. It's none of your business, basically, is what I'm saying. So thank you for being nice, but at the same time, it's also kind of
Jenny, you get all the pretty comments, you're the most gorgeous thing in the world, and I'm like this miserable skinny bitch. That's what I am.
No, but they call you skinny like it's a bad thing.
I know, right?
She works really hard for it. I wish that I could be that. I wish I could be that skinny. I strive. I do
thousands of squats and lunges a day. So I'm an adrenaline junkie. I box. I do all kinds of stuff. I do everything extreme. Everything I do is extreme. Mm-hmm. I could have played professional tennis. Mm-hmm. So everybody just needs to relax with the comments on us. Because let's bring this up too. Okay. There's nothing going on with Rex. He's our friend. Right. Okay. We're friends with his wife. We know he's married. His wife doesn't get mad. No. Okay. Relax with that too.
Well, you know what? It's to be expected. We put ourselves out there and that's what happens. That's what happens when you put yourself out there. You open yourself up to criticisms and people love to speculate. But in any case, I want people to understand that what we're doing here is we have good intentions with everything. We're trying to help. We're trying to spread the word. I'm really, really excited. I think I speak for both of us when I say that Heidi and I are really excited about the prospect of doing tandem readings because we work really, really well together. And people have responded really well to our chemistry, our dynamics. So we would love to offer people, both of us and do readings. She'll handle the astrology and I'll handle the tarot and the vision work. And I think we can get some really, really good work done for people.
And I want to say one more thing. I know we just went on a tangent.
Yes. Totally.
And I know everybody says we go on too many tangents. That's how we are. And I will say too, though, if I just bashed you and you said, oh, she's horrible because the religion thing, if you want to know, I forgive when it comes to this kind of stuff. So, if you called me a so-and-so devil worshiper, you can still call me. Okay. Because if you want a reading and if you want to learn this, because that's what I can handle. And I want everybody to know this stuff. It's so important because it helps.
Right. You can't scare us. You guys, you know what I mean? There's nothing you can throw at us we're going to be like, oh.
Right. I just get annoyed because my time and your time, Jenny. I mean, thank you for doing this with me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Nobody would be getting all this if it was just me. I'd be done. I would have been done like 5 minutes after I did the reading. So
right, like
yeah. And I really do. I'm so glad we have all these new subscribers. This is so important. This is such important stuff that everybody needs to know. And it's not just Vedic astrology. It's everything. It's just connecting and being real and being, able to talk with like-minded individuals that are on the same page as you. That just, if it's group therapy sessions, that's fine. I've wanted to do, which I'm going to start this series one day soon. I just got a lot of things going on, but do people's charts, because I'm telling you, my charts, yeah, they're a lot of energy, but they're powerful too.
Yeah.
So a lot of my charts, the power and the things that these people can do is unbelievable. The ideas they have, the way, just entrepreneurs.
Oh, yeah.
I want to have a section that launches once I have a lot of subscribers. I want to get people's charts and launch their YouTube channels, launch their businesses. I already did it with somebody that has an iTunes channel. Actually, everybody should go check it out. It's a podcast called, it's an actor's podcast. I'm going to put it in the notes just because I forget what it's called. It's on iTunes. Hold on. I'm just going to find it because I don't want to have to find it in the notes.
Well, I mean, the same thing has happened with me. I've come into contact with some really spectacular individuals that are on their own respective life paths. And it's just incredible to see the transformation once you kind of help validate for people what they already know to be true. But, with astrology and the cards and readings and stuff, you would really help to validate for people what it is that they're looking for, and that permission that they give themselves as a result of a reading or whatever just propels them to this next level.
I'm half Italian and half German.
Did somebody ask you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called The Shape of Things podcast. So
I was on that. Yeah.
Oh, really? Great. That's right. Yeah. So somebody that contacted me that has all these amazing gifts. And I was like, and he had this idea. He launched it. He started this recently. I have his chart recorded. I haven't put it on the screen yet because I just have a lot going on. And so that's a whole nother thing I want to do. I want to use this as, to grow people, build people, not just bitch and moan and talk about people's problems all the time.
Right.
What you need to do is, nobody told me that I could have been doing Vedic astrology. Nobody really said that. I mean, somebody said you're going to do service, you're going to do real estate. Actually, my career consultations there were so many things. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
That was not happening, which I'd be a good one though. Mm-hmm. And all of this stuff. And it took me to ask Rex what time he was born, because he had a good story that I listened to once. And that's what I did. I asked everybody what time they were born. Anybody I wanted to know about their personality, because when I was studying this, what time are you born? So I think it's so important that everybody understands our mission, our goal. We're not here just to doom and gloom. I have all intentions of being motivating, helping people. That's my Jupiter Sag second house, right, in Mula. But it's doing it with the dark way. It's in Mula. Mula's God is Kali.
Not always comfortable or sugar-coated.
Yeah, we're not sugarcoating anything. That's just not how we work. My chart, if you would see it, my chart, I've had so many astrologers that didn't know say things that were like, oh my God, are you a terrorist? Literally, because Mars K2 conjunction in the first house. Somebody told me I was going to die in a bar fight at 32. I'm still living. I didn't go to a bar. I've stayed clear. Why do you think I said astrology? Yeah. So, I mean, think about this. I mean, this is important stuff that everybody needs to know. And all we're trying to do is help. And I guess the more amped up we get, the longer we go.
Right.
It's funny.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop it. I think we can continue at a later date.
All right. So hope everybody has a great weekend. My weekend will just start because I have to go to work and sell homes tomorrow.
Oh.
Right. So yes. Everybody have a great weekend. And honestly, I hope you listen to what we said and don't take offense to anything. You're as intense as we are. That's why we're all here and we're all on the same page.
Right. If you're here watching, with the exception of the trolls, like if you're here watching, you find yourself here listening, really listening to this information, you're a seeker, and that will connotate all kinds of intensity, even like it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy people are attracted to this because they're unconventional. They're not happy with the norm. So like we fully expect to come into contact with all kinds of people, all walks of life. We're equipped to handle anything. We love doing this, even though it's really, really draining. I'm going to go throw up now. So I hope that everybody had a good experience here today. I know I did. So thank you for the challenge, everybody.
All right. Have a good day, guys. I'm going to just end. Don't hang up yet.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Hold on.
What is that?
My phone's, it just nonstop. It always rings.
Sounds like an alarm. I have like 3 missed calls.
Wait, am I signing out? No, not yet.
No, we're still live.